when someone said, what is going to be the thing that you regret about taking this job? I think the only regret I would have is if I didn't take it. I'm the warden on Holm Island. I've been on the island for about 2 months, roughly. So my background is basically military aviation. I started in the Navy as a helicopter engineer. Eventually I was working for search and rescue. And when I was made redundant from there, I went traveling for a bit and I realized I wanted to try and career change into conservation. My friend who had left the Navy and then tragically on New Year's Day on the way to work, he was killed in a traffic accident. It made me reflect on what I'm doing in my life and how suddenly things can change. We used to talk about being authentic to who we are a lot and living a more authentic life, and I felt that I wasn't, so it was definitely an influence on me in making the decision to move here, because I feel this is more who I am and more in line with my values in life and my ethics. Earliest recorded visitors on the island around the 6th century, when we had St. Cadog came over and used it as his personal retreat, and from then on we had Viking visitors. That's where it got its name, Holm. And then the monks had a farm here for about 800 years and they lived here quite happily. They had a monastery until more modern times, when the Victorians moved in and fortified the island just in case the French decided to invade. And then eventually World War I it was fortified more, and World War II it was fortified again. And then it gradually became a farm and then moved into more of a nature reserve, mainly for the gulls, but also various animals like shelduck or slowworms. I really want to see some progress on the island in terms of bringing it up to a more modern standard. I think we could improve the living conditions for the people that visit. So that helps getting more people over here and making their enjoyment better. We could improve the situation for the gulls. So the gulls have had a hard time, they're not doing too well with disease and they're all in decline. So we need to try and work harder to kind of increase their numbers. And obviously there's loads of other external influences on that, but we can do what we can. I believe that the planet is in trouble. I believe that we need to look after nature better. I think that nature has a huge impact on us that we don't appreciate. One of the things that I've found quite alarming is the amount of stuff that washes up on the beach. We've had traffic cones, dog toys, creepy dolls, we've had mannequins' head. They end up in the sea, they end up washed up on beaches, we put them in a landfill. It's just a waste and it's not sustainable, and I think we can do better as individuals in that way. It's a very good place to get away and spend some time in your own head and focus on things that really matter to you, and I think that's one of the draws of the island. It's so close to Cardiff but also so far, because you're cut off completely, there's no internet, the phone signal's not great. You can come here and just spend some time reflecting and gather your thoughts, build up your strength before you have to go back to the mainland and go back into the craziness of the real world. Okay, so I'm going to make a tea. In fact, I'm going to go herbal. I've got a lot of herbal teas I need to get through. Let's see, lemon and ginger. So one of the problems I'm having at the moment is the kettle, the electric kettle, just like a normal electric kettle. Unfortunately, the solar power can't handle a kettle. Right, and here we go. Let's try not to spill any. One lovely tea, herbal tea. I'm going through stages of learning. Ultimately, I look for in life is contentment. I feel happiness is something that comes and goes. Sadness is something that comes and goes, but contentment is kind of the sweet spot. If you're like happy with who you are, content, then in general, I think I'm quite a happy life. Male Mallard going on the list. So we don't count gulls. You can join in as well. Everyone can join in. Join in at home if you want. That's 3 shelduck. There it is again. Is that 2 pigeons on the fence? Yeah. I think my favourite thing are the peregrines. I love birds of prey, and the peregrines for me are just like the pinnacle. So being able to be somewhere where I can watch them hunt and see them eating and feeding and see them rearing chicks is going to be really special. Just watching that through the air, it's going to be amazing. Okay, there's a pigeon. Maybe they were just being a bit angry at each other. Try and get the fire going on the beach. Yeah, baby, come on. It does feel like a bubble, a definite bubble outside of reality sometimes. But it's a different form of loneliness to what you feel on the mainland, which I've had. I don't feel that. I feel that there's so much going on out my window. The wildlife are always doing things, there's loads of stuff to see, there's loads of stuff to occupy myself. I have lots of time to think about things, but I never feel lonely. I just feel quite happy to just be here, really. Banana on a stick. Yeah. So we do it on flat home. Yeah. A sense of purpose is huge, and if you lose that in life, you can really struggle. So I think that's one of the things which I like about this job. I always think if you look up at the night sky and just kind of spend some time staring at the stars, and you realise how many there are, and just how like incomprehensibly massive the universe is, and then you just think, well, anything that I'm worrying about right now, I'm basically just a tiny speck of dust sitting on a grain of sand on this never-ending beach in this crazy world, like this universe that just stretches us forever, and you just think, we're going to be here on this earth for literally like a fraction of the universe's life, and you just think, really, am I getting stressed about, stupid little things that just don't really matter?